post this one to Reddit. Hopefully I don't go over the time limit. Today we're talking about the DC Round Robin 2021-2022. No, it's both years. 2021 and like how the Stanley Cup is X and da da da. Anyway, we're talking about that year. Well, I gotta start this out by saying I wanted Animal Man to win. Yeah, because it gives you something. It gives me something. Not you. Me something to do on Thanksgiving. For those of you who don't know, I celebrate Thanksgiving by reading and reviewing Animal Man every year. We're currently up to the new 52 stuff. We until the story changes, I'm gonna end it with the Last Days of Animal Man. But it didn't win because some people have no taste. But hey, at least we still got Superboy that won against Cyborg. I voted for both Green Lantern series. The Question.
The first time or the second time?
First time. I'm doing the first time first. Both Green Lantern series, The Question, and Justice League Redacted, because we don't need any more Suicide Squad books. As much as I don't like them bringing back the Reverse Flash for a throwaway series like what the Wallace West Flash is probably going to be, I didn't think of that till the very next round, because I like the concept of Reverse Flash and Parallax merging, even though they already did it once. They can explain that as, oh, he jumped forward in time. But what I really don't like about the Reverse Flash Kid Flash concept is that they're going to have to undo Reverse Flash's happy ending. I voted for Superboy in the first round, but at the same time, now that it was up against Green Lantern, I kind of want it to win, even though I voted for Green Lantern Edge of Forever, or whatever it's called. What's it called, Mom? Green Lantern,
The Light at the End of Forever.
The Light at the End of Forever.
And then the other one is Green Lantern Birth of Conspiracy.
Even though I voted for that one, The Light at the End of Forever, I'm concerned if Connor gets. I think Connor would be a cool series to have, but if Connor gets in, I don't want to see them fight Superboy Prime again. I want him to have different villains, even if it's just aping off Bart's thing and fighting Inertia for the whole of the series. But yeah, that was my opinion on that one. Green Lantern Birth of Conspiracy. I liked. I liked the general idea of it, but hopefully we find out more about Alan Scott's life other than he's gay. Because although I like representation, I like the idea of representation, I don't want that to be all Alan Scott is. There was other things too. And if you could reference Dr. Manhattan, I think that's great too. But yeah. Um I didn't vote for the Captain Carrot series because Captain Carrot doesn't hang out with Darkseid. Okay. Now, what was all the stuff I voted for the second round, Mom?
Second round, you voted Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
I totally forgot about that one.
You voted Kid Flash, The Speed of Fear.
Kid Flash, The Speed of Fear, we kind of already went over.
Green Lantern,
But
The Light at the End of Forever. And Green Lantern, The Birth of Conspiracy. That was your second round picks.
we already went over Kid Flash, The Speed of Fear. But if it ends up being the two Green Lantern series together, I think Birth of Conspiracy is gonna get it. I really do. Because they've been trying to tell the Edge of Forever storyline forever. And there were people on the DC chat site that agreed with me that they had been trying to tell the Green Lantern Edge of Forever story forever. Because you gotta remember, in Legion of Superheroes, there is but one Green Lantern. So regardless, everybody that is a Green Lantern is going to die. And they've already went over that that Green Lantern does end up joining the Legion of Superheroes, and they've kind of already told that, in my opinion. But if they really want to tell an old man Green Lantern story, I think Alan Scott, Hal Jordan. I said Alan Scott. I think Hal Jordan is the better way to go because Hal Jordan has an interesting background. Not that you couldn't do interesting things with John, is that's been done plenty of time. But at the same time, a lot of these stories are trying to tell new stories, and I don't think the average reader is going to be put off by that. That's what killed Animal Man. That's what killed that Captain Carrot thing, and that is what inevitably killed the question. And it will kill the Green Lantern Edge of Forever and Superboy, respectively. I still don't know who I think's gonna win, but those were my opinions. For round one and round two, kind of. Because the Constantine thing, I really feel they're trying to do something interesting. But at the same time, Constantine doesn't get pulling half the crowd that DC wants him to. And like I said, new story and all. But I could be wrong. We could see an amazing upset from Madame Xanadu. They could not try to put in the Sandman stuff in the Hawkman thing, making the Hawkman origin story more confusing, which they've been trying to correct since the late 90s. They've been trying to correct that since the late 90s, and they just keep making poor Hawkman's origin. I mean, I voted for it just to see how they deal with the fact that Hawkman's ancestor was in the metal book. But do I think it's gonna win? No. But doesn't mean it shouldn't try, you know? What'd you think of Suicide Squad, Mom?
I thought it sounded interesting, actually. But you voted for the other one. Kid Flash, I think it was. You didn't vote Suicide Squad.
That was the second round. The first round I voted for Justice League Redacted.
Yeah, that lost.
That lost, but I kind of expected it to lose. Because there's a lot of my fellow YouTubers on here don't like the Justice League Redacted. And they felt this is the impression I've got from other YouTubers that they don't like Justice League Redacted, and they felt that things were kind of leaning in their direction, and people don't like when they feel they're being coerced. So I wasn't surprised when that lost. But do I feel we need another Suicide Squad book? No. Will there be another version of Harley Quinn? Probably. If it's Suicide Squad, it's gonna have Harley Quinn, right, Mom?
Probably.
I'm doing my brief little opinion here, just for the record. So I have proof that I voted the way I did. When the new book finally wins and say it's Superboy, I can say I voted for that. I didn't vote for it the first time, but I didn't vote for it the second time, but I voted for it the first time. And if it ends up being two of the same ones that I did vote for, I can say it's Superboy up against the Speed of Fear. I would vote for Superboy, hands down, because Superboy is already an established character and it doesn't undo any happy endings. And happy endings are so rare in comics. You don't often get happy endings. You get Bart's buried under the statue, or Connor got beat to death, or at most you get he fought Superboy Prime again. Who do you think could be a villain for the Superboy other than Superboy Prime? He's fought Superboy Prime now twice,
I'm not really.
maybe 3 times.
I don't know. Superboy against Superboy Prime. Is that what you're saying? I can't even think of a good of a villain off the top of my head.
You can't remember who?
No, I don't want to.
King Shark started in Superboy.
Okay.
But like I said, the most well-known Superboy villain is Superboy Prime. That is like his, and I don't want to see it become Superboy Prime all the time. I don't want him to turn into this Cobra Commando, where he's like versus Honor. It was special when they fought the first time. It was special because it had never happened before, and you felt for both those characters. You know.
When it becomes a regular thing, you're not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Alan Scott. I don't think if it comes down to the 2 Green Lantern books, I don't think that Alan Scott, the one from the 50s, is as well known as John Stewart, the Green Lantern from Justice League.
Okay.
Because a lot of people grew up with that Justice League cartoon.
So you think that, yeah.
You know, they're gonna probably vote in. They're gonna probably vote in the Edge Forever versus, or the Light at the End of Forever versus the Birth of Conspiracy.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And in the Suicide Squad book, man, I hope they get an interesting team.
Well, that's what's
if it
the whole book.
If it's not like, oh boy, Harley Quinn from Earth 92. I purposely picked a number they don't have.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn from Earth-92. And she, yeah. Do you think that Animal Man could come back next year?
I've always liked the story of Animal Man, so I would kind of hope so.
Because Blue Beetle Graduation Day didn't come back next year. They did it last year. But I really wanted Blue Beetle to win, too. I still wonder what they're going to do with Jamie once this blue and gold thing ends. Hopefully he doesn't remain tied up in Black Beetle's.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, he's tied up. He doesn't remain tied up, you know?
Yeah.
He's not like, oh boy, I'm gonna stay here for. Because think about how long it takes most of these characters to get series of their own.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see that Firestorm book. I would have liked to seen that Firestorm book.
Would have been interesting.
There was a lot of Darkseid this year. Firestorm was going up against Darkseid. Captain Carrot was supposed to be friends with Darkseid. If Merlin or if the guy heading the Suicide Squad ends up being Darkseid, I won't be surprised. But there was a lot of Darkseid this year. So I will be reviewing the
next round.
I will be reviewing the Blue and Gold issue 7 before issue 8 comes out, so I can speculate on who the Black Beetle might be. And as for reviewing the next round, we'll see next year, Mom. I mean, we'll see this year.
Next week.
Yeah, we'll see next week. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really don't want to review it if one of my guys don't win, or if I will lose interest. Because if it becomes like last year, and you could see it leaning towards Robin, I can't. You don't remember last year, do you?
Not really. I remember voting with you, but I don't remember who you picked all the way through.
Last year, it became like a shoe in for Robin. It was basically that. And there was Animal Man and Lobo too. So that's like the second time Animal Man has tried for his own series, but people just don't like Animal Man unless I'm talking about it, I guess. Because my Thanksgiving Day episodes always seem to do well. Maybe it's on Thanksgiving. I don't know. But I would have liked to have seen Animal Man and Lobo. Or this one, too. I'm also going to review the most recent issue of Crossover coming up real soon. look forward to that. And I will be reviewing it with a surprise set of books that I'm having. I'm reading that one over, and I almost want to tell you to ask you, are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in more than one panel? But no, I'm going to leave that for a surprise. I'm going to compare it to what's going on in crossover now. I have a bunch of Flash to read. The new Earth Prime books just came out. And the end of Icon, well, that just, we'll get to it when we get to it. I've been Bob. This has been The Other World According to Bob. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Bob out. Okay. How'd I do?